Alright, hello everybody. This is a general tutorial on how to change out the front disc brakes. This is an '06 Acura, but the principles should be generally about the same for any car you want to do this on. So we have our disc brakes, the pads underneath this housing, so that's going to have to be taken off and removed. In this case, there are two bolts back here. Okay, so here's the two bolts that are holding in the housing. One's up here, and the other one's out there. So once removing that, this whole assembly is going to pop up. And really, the only thing you have to keep in mind is not to break your brake line right there. So just be careful about that. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and remove those two bolts. Okay, so as I'm removing the bolts, I go ahead and put a little plastic toe pan so I can set the housing on in case, so I don't, like I said earlier, break or damage the brake line. So I'll continue removing those bolts. Alright, so that was fairly simple. Those things came out very nice and easy, and the whole assembly's not out. Not sure if you, oh, there it is. You're gonna see the brake pads are right in here, and then on the other side. For now, I'm gonna remove just one of them and use the other one to push in this caliper here, because as you may imagine, the new ones are much thicker, so you're gonna have to make room for them so they go on and fit back in. Okay, so I went and go ahead and grabbed a clamp, which you can see right here. Left the old brake pad in here, and I'm gonna use that to decompress compress the caliper back in, ensuring that I have enough room to reassemble everything once I put the brake pads in. So unfortunately, I don't have an assistant, so I'm gonna have to turn the camera off again and finish compressing it and get back to you guys when I start assembling the new ones. Okay, so that is fully compressed. It gave me about an additional half an inch of clearance. And so now I can remove the old brake pad and put a new one in. Okay, here's a quick comparison of the new to old, so you can definitely see that the old ones were definitely due for replacement. I think I just got it just about in time. If I waited much longer, they would have been completely done and probably would have damaged my rotor, so definitely cut it in time. The other thing I wanted to show you is that the older ones have these shims on back, two of them, and the new ones did not come with them, so I'm gonna go ahead and transfer those to the new ones before I put them back in. Okay, so I transferred the shims over, and now the only really thing to do is put them back. And one thing you should remember is the wear indicator right here. You just want to make sure you put that on the same side as you did before. They're not going to fit the other way, but it's something you should definitely keep in mind. Okay, so the new brake pads snapped in there nice and neat. Very easy. So I think the next thing is just go ahead and put this whole assembly on, align the holes here, and tighten up the bolts, and that's pretty much it. Okay, and here's the whole thing reassembled. I haven't torqued down the bolts yet. I'll do that offline. And was definitely a pretty easy project. I don't do a lot of maintenance myself, mostly just changing the oil and changing my brakes. So really anybody should be able to do it. Doesn't take many tools. Like I said, I done this on my on this Acura, which is actually the first time doing it. But I've been doing it on my pickup truck, and it's just as easy, if not a little easier. So definitely encourage everybody to give it a shot.